Hi, I'm Bill Maher. Welcome to our politically incorrect after party at the fabulous Beverly Hills Hotel. We've got 7 great movie star guests. Before we get to that, I want to introduce our very special correspondents tonight. Bob Odenkirk and David Cross are here. Where is... Oh, my God, Bob.
Hi, Bill.
What are you wearing?
It's a Vera Wang.
No, I mean, I didn't expect you to show up in a gown.
It's not a gown, Bill. It's a Vera Wang.
Well, whatever. I mean, when a guy dresses like that, people just assume he's...
British? Is that...
Well, yeah, but I mean also gay.
Oh, no, I'm not gay. In fact, I just recently had a son. Here, let me show him to you.
For crying out.
Oh,
okay, great. Yeah, nice
See?
purse, too.
It's not a purse.
Anyway,
it's a
where's your
mini clutch.
partner? Because he should be here
I
any...
don't
Oh,
know it.
my God.
You bitch.
You trollop.
You harlot.
You shiny tart.
You masquerading dance hall floozy. You knew I was going to wear this outfit.
I know this
You
looks
called
bad.
me.
I
You
promise
asked
it'll
me
get
what
better.
I wear.
Stay
I'm
right
embarrassed.
there.
I'm
You're wearing
embarrassed.
black shoes.
Live from the entertainment center of everything on Earth, the politically incorrect after party presented by Pepsi. Join Bill Maher and his guests, Peter Boyle, Rachael Leigh Cook, Illeana Douglas, Adam Goldberg, Mark Hamill, William H. Macy, Rod Steiger, from Mr. Show, special correspondents Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, and at the piano, Marvin Hamlisch. And now, from the fabulous Beverly Hills Hotel, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Why do I feel like I'm back on basic cable? All right, let's meet our panel. It's 3 in the morning back east. He's one of the fine stars of Saving Private Ryan. Adam Goldberg is right here.
Thanks.
Your movie got robbed. She's an actress, director, and our sweetheart. Illeana Douglas is right over there. And a 2-time Academy Award winner, Mr. Rod Steiger. And, of course, tickling the ivories, multiple Oscar winner, Marvin Hamlisch. Okay, now the big story, controversy is Illeana Kazan. I want to get to that, but before I do, I have to say I'm very bummed at this moment because I was watching the Oscars. I was rooting for your movie, Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
Now, I say that also with congratulations to Harvey Weinstein, who has done more than anybody in the last 10 years to bring quality movies into American theaters. But I'm sorry, Saving Private Ryan was the best movie this year, the most important movie. Am I not right? Didn't the Academy blow it?
Well, I'm a little biased, but I think they blew it. Yeah. And since it is this is politically incorrect.
Rod
I think
Steiger?
I don't know, because I liked Shakespeare in Love, so it's hard for me
I liked it too, but we're talking about best picture, a picture that is going to stand up and say something to the world.
I don't know. I don't judge pictures like that.
Oh.
Do you think it had anything to do with the fact that Private Ryan was brought out earlier in the year and that sometimes...
Private Ryan was certainly the more difficult picture to do.
Yeah.
And it's also was more important historically, if that's what you're talking about.
Right.
But I'm talking
All right,
about...
forget it. Let's talk about Illeana Kazan. Nobody gives a rat's ass. But
Illeana who?
I'm peed off about it. All right.
What are you pissed
Let's
off
talk about Illeana Kazan, because that was the controversial point of the evening. I know that you're very passionate about it, Rod. And
Well, this man, when he went and gave his friends in Washington, he was a man who was also very wealthy in the American theater. He didn't ever have to...
But wait a second. Friends, that's what it really is about, is what does your loyalty go to? To friendship or to something higher? Now, I don't understand why people are upset with a guy who ratted on communists, whose intent was to overthrow this government and make this country not a free country. How about an apology to the people who were, I don't understand why Stalinism is something that you should defend.
Well, you wonder why I'm offended?
I don't understand why Stalinism is something to be defended, yes.
I'm not defending him. I'm against what he did.
But it's the same thing, is it not?
No, not to me. He didn't. He destroyed other people's lives to get his career.
He destroyed other communist people's lives.
Oh, my friend, the communists had about much chance of taking over this government as Mickey Rooney for at that time. Well, at that time, you got to remember, you were near the time of McCarthy and people like that who were trying to get to be the president of the United States on wings of fear. And Mr. Kazan wanted to do movies and make sure he was lily white for the people who did movies. And he didn't, it isn't like a man panicked when he was in front of a committee and didn't have anything to feed his family with and that. He just went ahead, and this man had no reason to that except professional ambition.
See, I think
in my opinion.
I think the issue has gotten a little muddy, though, because what we're essentially talking about is not whether or not he should have been opposed to the communists or not opposed to the communists, but whether or not he should have gotten an Academy Award tonight, you know, which is just an award.
It's not the
Now,
Nobel
my
Peace
feeling, I have to
Prize.
say, though, is that everyone's been talking about how you can't, you should be able to separate someone's art from their politics, i.e., give him an award, it's for his art, except by giving him an award, you are making a political statement because he has won 2 Academy Awards in the past. So you're essentially saying, let's reopen this discussion. So why does the Academy feel compelled? Give it to Peter O'Toole, who's never won an Academy Award.
Give it to Cary Grant, who's
You know,
never
give
won
it
an
to
Academy
me.
Award.
I've never won.
On the same show, you know, they were talking about Lindbergh, who was a, you know, possible Nazi sympathizer, and it shows
Right.
a lot of hypocrisy to talk about Lindbergh as if he's some sort of hero. You know, it's very hypocritical. It's like, I really feel that it's an award show, and it's about the art, and some great artists may not be great people, but you're celebrating their art, and you're not celebrating them
But again, I
as
think
a
that
person.
Carl Malden brought it up. He was the one who to bring up the idea, I think. And
I don't know.
that's what I believe. And I think that was because he was his friend.
The issue
not because he deserved an Academy Award.
is that he's a rat. A rat meaning someone who names names, and he did name names. But not all rats are bad, are they? If he ratted on the Nazis or the Ku Klux Klan or David Kaczynski, the guy who he ratted on his
All
brother,
I
the
can say is
Unabomber.
I felt
You're
nothing.
talking about the
I felt
Well, nothing.
right?
I'm feeling nothing. She knows all my songs. This is great.
And
I'm here because I love Marvin Hamlisch, and I know every song.
Enough with the politics.
Let's sing.
I guess I have to take a commercial because Marvin Hamlisch is playing the piano. We'll be right back.
The Politically Incorrect After Party, presented by Pepsi, the joy of cola.
Well, what'll it be, sweetheart?
Hi, Sarge.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. A nice, cold Pepsi. I wouldn't want to hear one of those crazy voices of yours, huh?
Honey, you ain't heard nothing yet. Hit it, fellas. Jump in, just enjoy the ride. Take your time. The world goes round and round. But something never changes. No. The joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. The greatest taste sensation on the
Hold it! Now for the hard sell. This stuff tastes great.
joy of cola. You go, girl. Hey,
Start something special.
In a car commercial, you expect to see some fine print. Well, here's some of the finest darn print you'll ever see. Right now, get 2.9% financing on all 99 Oldsmobiles. Start something special at your Oldsmobile dealer now.
Where's the little girl?
Eli's Eric LaSalle stars in John Sanford's Mind Prey, Monday at 9/8 Central. Parental discretion is advised.
I'm Eddie Farah. As many of you know, we represent accident victims. That's what we do. But that's really not what we're about. We're about people. Because within all the legal maneuverings, the claims, the files, the reports, we never forget that these cases involve people. Individuals with names, cares, concerns. At the law offices of Eddie Farah, we protect victims' rights, and we treat people the way they'd like to be treated. The law offices of Eddie Farah help, not hype.
When news happens, ABC 25 is first with News Chopper 25. First on the scene. First with news for you. News Chopper 25 takes you closer than you've ever been before. News Chopper 25, the only news-gathering helicopter on the First Coast. News Chopper 25 takes you further to get you the news faster. News Chopper 25 on call for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because some stories just won't wait. News Chopper 25, working harder for you.
Now, I honestly believe that had Shakespeare in Love had a theme song, they would have won another Oscar. And that theme song should have been Shakespeare in Love. I just felt that. I just feel that that's what they
Had to come out, right?
Yeah, it had to come out.
I thought so, yes.
Exactly.
All right.
What about the Romeo and Juliet?
The
duet.
I like that. I like the idea.
You do Romeo.
We're on the air.
Who cares? We're at the piano bar.
Hey.
Everything's
Exactly. I don't know
fine.
why. I feel
Nationwide.
Look, I'm at a piano bar. I'm with Marvin Hamlisch. Am I gay? I know Bob and Dave with the gowns.
If you're with me, Bill, you're gay.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Well, that's an interesting topic. Let's talk about that. There are a lot of...
Yes.
I know, it's very hard to hear. Isn't it?
I can't hear because
I'm on the end of this.
Right.
He says you're gay.
Only on weekends. Only on weekends.
Let's talk about who runs Hollywood. Now, when Illeana Kazan got his award tonight, I was very surprised that a lot of people stood up because the myth about this town is that it's a liberal town.
Right.
But it's really not a liberal town, is it? It's really about making money, which certainly is a conservative undertaking.
It's a town that goes with the wind, I think.
Right.
The tide, as it were. Yeah.
I thought
The price of movies don't allow it to be liberal.
That's interesting. Right.
Well, we'll talk about later, but I made a point to one of your fellas on the show. When you got a low-budget picture, you can take chances. You got $100 million subconsciously, you play safe, and you play, therefore, conservative.
Right.
You're not going to take a chance with a $100 million investment.
I do think it's an interesting idea because there are probably a great many liberals, in theory, who run Hollywood. But I think, as you say, these people are making their decisions in large part based on how much money they can make. And, so I think what we have is a lot of dualism and hypocrisy, really, in this town.
No.
And I'm part of
Don't say that on Oscar night. It'll burst my bubble.
On the other hand, what Norman Jewison said I thought was quite wonderful because it did get applause.
Norman Jew who?
Jewison, right?
Oh, I see.
Well, I mean, when he's talked about, to follow your dreams and also not to worry about... I mean, it was lovely to hear him say...
But you know what I said? He said it, and everybody applauded. But you know how easy it is to applaud?
Bunch of BS.
I know,
all these people who do nothing but make decisions that have to do with money, applauding him, saying,
art,
you know what, follow your heart. Oh, yeah. That's what Hollywood does.
It's interesting that Hollywood is outwardly a very liberal town, and I think deep down a very conservative town.
Right, exactly.
I think on the outside they pretend that they're very liberal, and then they go inside and then they vote for Reagan. I mean, it's California, it's a very Republican state. I don't find it a very liberal town at all.
Okay.
At all.
So
all right.
Great.
We probably should take another commercial. We come back, we'll be checking in with our correspondents, Bob and Dave.
What is going to be our topic?
Coming up, Mark Hamill, Rachael Leigh Cook, William H. Macy, and Peter Boyle.
He's unstoppable.
We sent a couple of guys after him, and these were both good agents.
They were both men.
She's irresistible.
Has there ever been anyone you couldn't seduce?
No.
The only thing more dangerous than their plan.
You change partners, you change rules.
Is being partners.
You're playing both sides.
Sean Connery, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Ving Rhames. Entrapment, rated PG-13. The trap is set April 30th.
Don't get me started on stockbrokers. I had one for the better part of 10 years. Let me tell you something. The only one who was broker was me. With Ameritrade, it's so simple. I sit down at my computer. I want to execute a trade. Couple of clicks, trade goes through. $8 a trade. My stockbroker said you're going to hate online trading. You can add that to the long list of things he was wrong about.
Call toll-free 888-763-0088 or visit Ameritrade.com. Ameritrade, the way to trade, period.
Oh, man, it's early.
did they test through to the router? We're merging two totally different bank networks. Gotta work seamlessly. Seamless. AT&T says it's ready to go. Either gonna be the hero today or hiding in the John, right? Hero. Yeah.
AT&T Net.working to make your business succeed.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone.
The Cadillac Escalade is born. It's good to be the Cadillac.
Can you believe ABC gave a show to Norm Macdonald?
You're warm and decent and funny.
Plus, I have soft hands, but that's not the point.
And Roseanne's Laurie Metcalf is in it, too.
You are not tricking me into giving this dog mouth-to-mouth again. And I want that videotape back.
ABC's The Norm Show premieres after Drew Carey. See you Wednesday.
Hurry to Nationwide Warehouse for the impossible 44-hour moving sale. If you're moving, going to school, or need new furniture, you've got 44 hours to save at Nationwide. Get this 4-piece bedroom set, only $248. And this Leatherlook sofa love-seated chair for only $398. Mattress set from $36. Every item is priced to move with free layaway and same-day delivery. The impossible 44-hour moving sale.
Now, 2 locations, West Jacksonville, 387-5300, Arlington Beach, 724-6300, Nationwide Warehouse.
Everyone knows that the savings are big at Surfside Furniture Company, and we're also big on quality, selection, and service. So what could be bigger?
I'm Damon Jones, number 88, Big Sofa.
Now that's big furniture deals. Surfside has it all, including a guaranteed finance plan where everyone is approved regardless of past or present credit. So whether you're in the market for a bedroom, dining room, or a big sofa, come to the store that saves you more, guaranteed. Surfside Furniture Company.
Tell them Big Sofa sent you.
All right, one of the great parties there at the hotel is the Norby Walters Night of 110 Stars, which benefits Martin Scorsese's Film Presentation Foundation. Our correspondents, Dave and Bob, are there.
Way to go, Bill. Bill, David and I are in the basement of the Beverly Hills Hotel, and no, we're not being punished. We're here because this is where they hold the Night of 100 Stars party. Right in that room are 100 bona fide Hollywood stars, and they're all partying, watching the Oscar telecast. What an honor, huh, David?
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Let me ask you something. What do the following three people have in common? Ernest Borgnine, Martin Landau, and Red Buttons.
Oh, they're all dead.
No, they're alive, and they're in that room watching the telecast.
No, I think they're dead.
No, and they also all won Oscars at one point.
Hey, Sean Connery. Sean Connery's going to the bathroom.
Oh,
I'm going to try to grab an exclusive interview.
Do it.
Exclusive.
Okay. Yeah, we're standing right near the men's room, which is the busiest part of the hotel right now. Bill, the smell of old Hollywood is in the air. Let's see how David's doing with Sean Connery.
Mr. Connery, thank you so much for granting me this exclusive interview while you go about your business.
That's all right, David. It's the Chicago way.
You know, one of my favorite characters you ever did was playing the secret super spy agent.
Yes, I know. Bond. James Bond. I like my martini shaken, not stirred.
Sorry about this prank. Back to you, Bill. David, what's going on, man? What happened to Sean Connery?
He was just here. He disappeared. If you don't believe in Sean Connery, then he turns invisible because he's like a magic pixie actor from Scotland.
Put away the crazy legs. Sorry.
If you don't watch their show, Mr. Show on HBO, you're missing the best comedy show on TV. Anyway, I want to ask this question to this panel of movie people.
Yes, Bill. And then more singing.
Most movies are stupid. I think we can agree on that, right? They're either for like teenage boys at the mall or secretaries in groups. Right. You know, they're either blowing a lot of stuff up or they're dumb date movies.
Right.
who was responsible for this? Because Private Ryan, and I'm still mad at this, showed that you could release a movie even in the summer. This movie was released in the summer, and it was a really serious movie, made a lot of money. So is it the fault of the audience? Is it them who are stupid, or is it the executives who are not judging the audience? What?
Executives. Executives. There's no buzzer on the piano. I will give you a sort of slightly self-aggrandizing example.
Please do.
I made a black and white film, directed a film called Scotch and Milk, which has been playing the festival circuit for the last year.
I've heard of that.
I've shown it to people in the various cities that most people would imagine, executives would imagine, wouldn't go see this film. People who were not, necessarily intelligentsia came out of the theater, were very emotionally moved by this movie, told me so, et cetera, et cetera. And, this is a film that most likely will get a very, very, very limited release.
There's another thing,
because people underestimate the intelligence of audience members.
Yeah. Well, another thing, the higher the budget, the less freedom for the artist. A $3 million picture, they'll take chances. You got $100 million, you automatically conform and become conservative, and you don't take chances because the budget's too big. The higher the budget, the less the imagination. If you have a lower budget, you got to find a way to do it cheaper and better.
You were very good in Assassins.
Huh?
You were very good in Assassins.
Thank you.
What about The Big Knife? But I like to say with Mr. Steiger being here that I think that the movies today they're sort of made, to sell, to make a lot of money, whereas in the old days, at least people were making movies with some artistic integrity. They were talking about racial issues in some of the movies Norman Jewison did.
Right.
And now movies, really, it's primary, how can we target foreigners? It's as if we're making movies for Japanese audiences.
And the audiences might be getting dumber because the movies are getting dumber. So you know what I mean?
Don't you think it has more to do with youth? Don't you think that everything is marketed in this country now for people who are 16 years old? I mean, it used to be that 16-year-olds had their own magazines like Tiger Beat and 17 and Teen Beat, and that was fine. But now, who's on the cover of every magazine? It's
everybody on the WB network.
Right, exactly. I mean, how interesting is Buffy the Vampire Slayer? And it's the same thing with movies.
From 16 to about 33.
But I think that the movies aren't saying anything. I mean, it's like there's no heart. That clip, the Chuck Workman thing at the beginning of the movies, where you saw that what movies used to make you feel something, and movies now no longer make you feel something. It's just like, they have these young people up there, but they have nothing to say, and that's
it all depends on the background of the young people. A lot in my generation, a lot of more people came from the theater. They didn't come from television. They were stars in television. They came from the theater. They knew what to do in a situation.
They came from the musical theater.
Did you say the musical theater?
I said the musical theater.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes, let's sing. Oh, Marvin,
I gotta be in picture.
Go, baby, go, baby.
Sorry, it just happens.
Marvin, I have enough guys hitting on me already. But my point about youth, if I may.
Yes.
It's
Let's fade it. We hate the young people.
No, but I do. Mark my words. There is going to be a huge backlash.
I agree.
That is coming, and it's not the fault of the young people. Young people are always the same. They're beautiful and they're stupid. Okay, that's what it means to be 17. You're beautiful and you're stupid. You're not interesting. I don't want to read about you. Okay, there's nothing to read, and there's really very little to watch.
There's always young people.
There are.
When they get wiser, then comes another group of young people, and they inundate them with the same crap.
But the media never used to cover youth as if it had something to say.
Let me tell you something. Hubert Selby Jr., the author of Last Exit to Brooklyn, and a terrific man and a brilliant writer, cannot get his books published in the United States of America, whereas a 19-year-old kid who's lived sort of half a life can get his memoirs published.
Memoirs, right. Naomi Campbell has memoirs
I want to make a very serious point. Movie stars like Tom Hanks should not wear facial hair. Isn't that interesting? They look terrible in beards. They do.
Okay. Marvin, would you take us out to commercial? Rod, I know Elizabeth Taylor is waiting supper for you at home. And Illeana, I saw Robert De Niro a second ago, and I know you and he have a date for him to bite you in the face. Thanks for dropping by. The rest of us will be right back with 2 more of our rotating Hollywood panel.
Coming up next, Mark Hamill and She's All That's Rachel Lee Cook.
The politically incorrect after party presented by Pepsi. The joy of cola.
All right, everybody. If this one doesn't get your toe tapping, check your pulse. You may be dead. Here it is, coming to you in living cola. Refreshing Pepsi Cola. From the wonderful folks who put the in cola. I'll be signing off now, because it's my bedtime. I'll catch you on the flip side. Be there.
I like this job.
Ed TV.
You know what finally convinced me that this could work?
Half a dozen wine coolers.
When everyone is watching,
not the best angle.
Anything can happen.
This kid's my boyfriend's brother on television.
Good twist.
From director Ron Howard.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah, I'd stop payment on the plugs. You gave me doll hair.
And the producer of Liar Liar.
Oh, are you okay?
Something broke my fall.
Oh!
Ed TV, rated PG-13, at theaters Friday.
Start something special.
In a car commercial, you expect to see some fine print. Well, here's some of the finest darn print you'll ever see. Right now, get 2.9% financing on all 99 Oldsmobiles. Start something special at your Oldsmobile dealer now.
Critics call It's Like You Know a riot, verging on excellent.
You know, I've met most of the biggest jackasses in L.A.
And that's a pretty competitive category. A new show that already smells like a mid-season hit. The ABC comedy with the funny name, It's Like You Know, premieres after Dharma and Greg Wednesday on ABC.
Welcome to Coleman Mattress, Jacksonville's only family-owned and operated bedding factory. While other factories are cutting costs and quality, we still build our products the old-fashioned way, with attention to detail, using the finest materials. We make mattresses and box springs in all the standard sizes, as well as bunk beds, day beds, and futons. We make bedding in custom sizes, too, including traditional style replacements for water beds. Coleman Mattress, where you'll pay factory direct prices because we are the factory. Coleman Mattress, North Main Street and Beach Boulevard.
Does your car need some new parts? Well, don't pay new part prices. Call E-Auto Parts and save hundreds on guaranteed used parts. E-Auto Parts has over 80,000 square feet of used auto parts and over $15 million in computerized inventory. We even have the parts the dealers don't have. E-Auto Parts guarantees every part, including electrical equipment. Call us to order your part and we'll deliver it free, saving you time and money. E-Auto Parts, convenient and trustworthy. E-Auto Parts, 757-1975.
Okay, there are 3 things you need to know about this show. It's about a writer from New York who hates L.A.
When we started this conversation, I didn't realize it was going to be all about you.
It's called It's Like You Know.
Like what?
It's Like You Know.
What does that mean?
It's the name of the show. It's Like You Know.
Oh.
And it's from a producer of Seinfeld. Okay, one more time. It's a new show called It's Like You Know, from a producer of Seinfeld, about a writer from New York who hates L.A. Got it? Okay, good. Premiering Wednesday, March 24th on ABC.
For tickets to studio tapings of Politically Incorrect, call 323-575-4321.
All right, let's welcome some new members to our panel. She is the Cinderella star of one of the biggest movies in the country, and he's the star of 3 of the it sounds like an Academy Award thing. Of 3 of the biggest movies of all time. Rachael Leigh Cook and Mark Hamill are here. I will leave it to the viewing audience to see if they can tell which one is which. Okay.
Yes.
Now, we've all done, I say we've all, you know, with a wink, done romantic movies, and I know Marvin is anxious to play The Way We Were, one of my favorite romantic movies of all time.
I will.
A lot of things you hear on Academy Award night critical of movies is that there's too much violence in movies. My theory has always been that romance is much more damaging to the viewing audience than violence. Because in movies, what happens? A guy meets a girl, she hates his guts, she doesn't want anything to do with him. That's the girl for him. And he basically, what you'd call nowadays, stalks her and gets her. And I think this encourages men to go after girls who think that they're nothing and they'll never have a chance with. What do you think about that theory?
I think that most romantic movies are really detrimental because in the end, for the most part, things turn out really well. And in life, they don't. And that is a lot more shattering than seeing a guy get his head blown off. I find. That's from my...
Exactly.
Did anybody see that movie City of Angels? That messed me up for like a year.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I was just pissed that
they want escapism. No, they don't want to see... I think that's what they want. I think they want to feel good about themselves. You know, I mean, movies can't do anything. I mean, I think, and studio movies especially, the focus groups and the team, the committee rewrites and so forth. I mean, that's why it's thrilling to see these independent, quirky movies slip through and distinguish themselves.
But I think people need escapism because their romances don't work out.
Yeah.
And their romances don't work out because they're believing the pattern that they see in movies.
Yeah, I totally agree. I have to tell you, when I watch Husbands and Wives like every couple of, every few months or whenever I'm having a difficult time in my relationships, which is about every other week, but I watch the film every couple of months. And I do so because, in it there's a very sort of, a comedic but tragic, series of relationships in the film. And I find myself being very sort of soothed and comforted, and because it was done with such a great deal of artistry and intellect, it gives you an idea of how you then go about actually dealing with yourself in real life. I think that there's danger in fabrication of all kinds. There's danger in hyper-realistic violence and hyper-realistic romance,
More often than not, though, you end up with, your happily ever after, which is usually not the case.
Exactly.
Which is not
That's
really.
why we need
doesn't. That's
right.
And in America, it's different than in Europe. I mean, I got criticized for the nudity in my graphic novel. Here,
not by my gay friends.
There, they could care less about that, but they were wondering about the casual violence in the book. That they think we can go down to 7-Eleven and get a handgun in America.
But come on, how many?
Close to it.
How many people really commit violence because of something they see in a movie?
Yes, I disagree with that. Of course not. I mean,
really, you think a lot of people?
No, I don't think people do.
Right, exactly.
I don't think people do at all.
But don't you think people make romantic mistakes?
Who are they suing now? Oliver Stone over natural born killers. It's rubbish. It's like those people that want to blame it on heavy metal or the rock and roll. It's a very dangerous path to go down, or there'll be complete censorship.
Yes, young lady?
Well, I mean, if social morality and movie morality are at an all-time low, who's the cart and who's the horse?
That's a good point.
And I think there's a little song.
Marvin,
there's a little something like...
Just when we get to something good, you always have to play.
I just thought it was the right moment. I could have been wrong, but I got so involved in this. You see what I mean?
Okay. We have to take a break because Marvin Hamlisch says we do.
Still to come, William H. Macy and Peter Boyle.
Announcing the most exciting promotion in Buick history. We're giving away up to 45 new Buicks in 45 days. 45 Buicks with real power, real comfort, and real style. Simply click on win.buick.com or call toll-free 1-877-WIN-A-CAR and you've got a chance to win. Play to win one today. Or buy a new Buick with low 2.9% APR financing. Or get cash allowances up to $2,000. Hurry, click on Buick and you could win.
In March on ABC, a television event with Peter Jennings, The Century.
When severe weather threatens, turn to ABC 25. The ABC 25 First Alert Storm Team, led by Chief Meteorologist Brian Albrecht, predicts and tracks deadly storms from the most advanced weather laboratory in Jacksonville. And now, the ABC 25 Mobile Weather Lab, taking you into the storm for live, accurate, and instant storm tracking reports. Combined with News Chopper 25, ABC 25 is there when your family's safety is at risk. Count on ABC 25.
Who are you? Where's the little girl?
ER's Eric LaSalle stars in John Sanford's Mind Prey. Monday at 9/8 Central. Parental discretion is advised.
Nightline with Ted Koppel, the smart choice in late night. Your direct link to the very heart of today's top stories.
Nobody at the moment believes the president's going to be convicted in a trial, and nobody believes the president is innocent.
No holds barred.
This is the sound of bedlam.
Interviews beyond compare, as only Ted Koppel can.
The Secretary of State has to do what she has to do, and who knows?
Ted Koppel has to do what he's done.
ABC News Nightline, the only thing in late night worth talking about in the morning.
I think journalists find history irresistible. What I have found fascinating is to realize that you can go back and revisit an event. What we learned in reporting the century was that the familiar story is not the whole story.
A television event, 100 years.
The Mandarin Ale House, the best place in Jacksonville to eat and drink, just got more special. Sunday night, 2 for $1 on all appetizers and $1 for any drink in the house. That's right, any drink. Monday is quarter night. Quarter wings and oysters, 50-cent clam, shrimp, and Southpaw light drafts. Tuesday night, ladies drink free. $1 Coronas, Heineken, and Amstel light bottles. Half-price nachos and zingers. And all-you-can-eat crab legs all day, Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday for only $13.95. Every day, the Mandarin Ale House is where you want to be.
Every month, college students eat 60 million slices of pizza, and they don't always have a toothbrush. Chew on this. Chewing Trident after meals can help prevent cavities from forming.
Good breakfast.
So when you can't brush, chew on this. Trident.
Everyone knows that the savings are big at Surfside Furniture Company, and we're also big on quality, selection, and service. So what could be bigger?
I'm Damon Jones, number 88, Big Sofa.
Now that's big furniture deals. Surfside has it all, including a guaranteed finance plan where everyone is approved regardless of past or present credit. So whether you're in the market for a bedroom, dining room, or a big sofa, come to the store that saves you more, guaranteed. Surfside Furniture Company.
Tell them Big Sofa sent you.
America's funniest game is back in Whoopi Center Square.
Be there or be square.
It's Hollywood Squares.
Tell them Whoopi sent you.
Weeknights at 7:30 on ABC 25.
As long as somebody's running it.
When people talk about that, it reminds me of the time I was spreading grape jelly on a piece of toast, and one of my more politically active friends said, "You know who runs that company? They're all John Birchers." My answer was, "Will you find me a good liberal grape jelly? I will purchase it." So, no, I don't think people really care if the comedian gets up and gets the laughs. They don't care if he's not a nice person off stage. That's my feeling.
Right. I just mean that, whenever somebody wants to sort of attack Hollywood, those politicians sometimes like Hollywood, and what they really mean is Jewish, or gay. But, as far as the gay thing goes, Hollywood, show business is about drama and dressing up. Who else is going to do it, right?
Exactly. Or do it as well.
Is there, or do it as well. Okay.
I think when people say that, what they're implying is that the stories that we tell are going to be Jewish stories or gay stories, and it's not true. Money talks, everything else walks. What they're trying to do is tell stories that America wants to see.
And the original people who created Hollywood, Louis B. Mayer and Zanuck and all those Jewish fellows, they were gay.
What were you saying?
They made the most un-Jewish movies imaginable. They were trying to get away from their Jewish roots. They made Andy Hardy.
Right. You watched George Burns and Jack Benny as a kid, and they all had Christmas like you did. It was only when you read about them that you realized, oh, he was Benny Kabelski? I didn't know that.
Right.
It's true.
All right, it's time for another live report from our correspondents, Bob and David. Bob, David, are you there?
Far out, Bill. I'm standing here with Bob Odenkirk.
I missed something. What was far out? Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Bill, I'm led to believe David Cross is in my vicinity. We've been out here all night interviewing the interviewers. We're getting to know the people, Bill, who've been waiting all night to maybe speak to a star for 1/2 of a second. Shout to a star, let's put it that way. Right here with us is Anne-Marie.
I feel like leaving now that you've said that.
Oh, did I lower your
Anne-Marie,
expectations?
no, where are you from, Anne-Marie?
Okay, Montreal, Canada.
Oh, okay.
Really, and who do you represent here?
I'm here for Box Office. It's a movie show from Montreal.
Right, and they don't dress up in Montreal when they go on TV.
What do you mean they don't dress up?
Well, look at you.
I thought you were here from some, the Grateful Dead. You're some
you
kind
got
of
little pixie angels in your hair.
But what is your question that you want to ask the stars tonight? What's the number one question?
Oh my God, I didn't think about it.
Your favorite question?
My favorite question. How do you feel? No.
Yeah. How do you feel?
How do you feel? How do you feel?
I feel terrible. I'm tired. My feet are hurting. I'm freezing. That's why I'm holding my drink like that.
Right, and you're drinking a nice, warm, cold glass of wine.
Now, let me ask you something. Do you feel that Tony Curtis was robbed?
Okay.
In life?
In general, yeah, in life.
Okay. No.
No? Okay.
But listen, do you feel that Celine Dion was...
badly dressed tonight.
Do you think she was robbing us of precious moments?
No, but she was
seriously,
very badly
what
dressed
happened with Patch Adams? It wasn't mentioned once this evening.
Yes. You're really good at this.
Something went wrong. Well, anyways,
All right.
as you can see, it's very interesting out here. Incredible.
And Bill, apparently they know nothing about the Oscar in Canada.
Back to you.
Kind of harsh on Canada.
Those guys are so funny, even funnier when you listen. Anyway, here's my next question.
Yes.
I saw a lot of people there at the Oscars, a lot of them with their mates who are also in the business. Now, we've all dated.
Yes.
Again, I wink. What do you think's better, to date in the industry with someone who understands your problems and is part of the industry, or to date outside the industry?
I love actors. I married an actor.
Oh, you did? That's right.
love actors.
Right.
Actors may be never boring.
But is there ever the problem that you have, I mean, of like a Star is Born syndrome? I mean, when you think that, you know, all of a sudden you're up for an award, or perhaps your spouse is up and you didn't have a great year or whatever. I mean, I always wonder about, does that bother you?
I think that could happen. As a matter of fact, I think it's happened with us. But
and also, if you're married to a great actor, how do you know
if they're kidding?
I mean, husbands are slippery enough, you know? I mean,
there isn't a great actor born whose wife didn't.
Didn't you haven't had boyfriends who were in the business?
Oh, absolutely have. But I don't think you can generalize one profession to the next, or you can't generalize one person to the next.
I married my dental hygienist.
An asshole's an asshole.
She knows
You
many
can't-
more actors than I did. She'd go, oh, he's such a nice... How do you know Robert Duvall? Well, I cleaned his teeth. So that's the best of both worlds, because, you know, she knows a lot of Hollywood types from having flossed them. But, you know,
Wow.
she's not an actress.
Go there, huh?
Yeah, it's live. I would.
I said flossed.
I know. Mark, I know you have to fly to other parties. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back with another member of our rotating panel. I'm going to the bullpen.
Coming up, Peter Boyle.
Risks, and people are bound to talk. Television that's edgy and fearless. Most daring. Television's boldest risk taker.
If this is you, communications has finally caught up with the way you live. Introducing AT&T Personal Network. All the ways you want to communicate in one network. Long distance, calling card, even wireless. It doesn't matter, because now they're at the same low rate of just 10 cents a minute, plus internet access. So call 1-800-4ATT now, or visit our website, AT&T Personal Network. 10 cents a minute, no matter how you call. Call 1-800-4ATT now.
Norm MacDonald is now a social worker.
You stole a comb. You come back when you stab somebody, all right, Billy?
The Norm Show premieres after The Drew Carey Show, ABC Wednesday.
One is the loneliest number. We sold 90 million records, and it wasn't enough. For that not to be enough,
was because of addiction. Drugs just took over my life. The call, the power of addiction, it overrode everything. So I leave the world and I go and become a homeless person, strung out junkie in an abandoned building. That journey isn't as far as you might think. The journey that is really far is the one coming back.
Bill and I never thought we'd be looking for a financial planner.
No, but the money was adding up in our IRAs and my 401k, and we had to manage it.
Funny thing, it was our kids who suggested we get a financial planner.
Melissa and Peter talked one about saving for their kids' education, and Bill Jr. starting his own company.
They convinced us we had to be assertive, ask questions.
We interviewed several planners, and we asked detailed questions about their education, their experience, their business philosophy.
We found out that planners who are certified are required to put in writing how they'll be compensated and any potential conflicts of interest.
Bill Jr. showed us how to check that a planner is certified.
We could have telephoned, but he did it on the internet.
When you take control of your financial future, you have a right to financial advice that is competent, ethical, and based on your needs.
Joined by a distinguished film actor and one of the stars of Everybody Loves Raymond, Mr. Peter Boyle is here. Peter Boyle has joined us. Okay, we're talking about movies. It's Oscar night. Let me ask you this, because I had some problems with the choice for Best Picture
You're not
tonight.
happy about this.
I'm not happy about that.
I love Shakespeare.
I was so disappointed when, did you see the fight last week with Lennox Lewis?
Yes, right. A draw.
I felt the same way about this choice.
Come on, that's different.
Lewis
Holyfield for best.
Yeah, I felt
best supporting.
I felt
actor.
Private Ryan was Lennox Lewis tonight.
Well,
That's okay. That's just my
I'm just concerned that basically, Thin Red Line and Private Ryan are almost one continuous movie, and Elizabeth.
Oh no!
And
Did you see the Thin Red Line?
Similar, yeah.
I walked out on the Thin Red Line.
You didn't like that?
Oh, you should.
People in the theater were laughing at it, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, I have.
Really, that's because they don't remember Guadalcanal.
No, it's because the movie is stupid.
It's a little long, but.
What do you name? Let's go around. What do you? What do you think is an underrated movie? Or an overrated movie?
I'll go first. Diggstown. Remember Diggstown?
No.
Excellent film. Jimmy Woods is in it.
I like that movie great.
I love that. Had the worst title ever. Diggstown. Go rent it. And To Die For.
Is that an underrated movie?
Oh, completely underrated.
Diggstown.
I thought Rushmore.
It was.
I thought Rushmore was a very underrated movie.
Which was an underrated. And Happiness, Todd Solond's movie.
Oh,
that was one of my favorite movies.
I couldn't get through Happiness.
I thought Truman Show was overrated.
I just had a feeling.
Oh my God! There's just too much
dangerous to
masturbation in Happiness, and vice versa.
Don't make fun of masturbation. You're talking about someone I love.
Peter, underrated.
I thought Rushmore was underrated and Truman Show was overrated.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I must say, I love the picture this year that I saw, which was Little Voice, and I was kind of surprised that it didn't get any more because there was something very unique. I don't know if you liked it or not.
Little Voice?
Little Voice. You didn't like it.
Never heard of it.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it. Maybe because it was all about the music and about this girl who could, she could sing, and she could sing in the voices of. Did you see this?
Well, no, I think they changed the title to Big Voice, or a loud voice.
She's a secretary on AbFab. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. On AbFab.
You know what I find overrated all the time is British comedies, like the Full Monty and this Lock, Stock, and Tomahawk. I mean, first of all, I can't understand a word they're saying. It's like, but a joke.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's not funny. They're never funny. They stink.
That's how they survived all these years.
I don't care. They stink and they're not funny.
And everything.
They're either way over the top or so dry you don't know what's funny about it.
Right, exactly. How about the worst movie-going experience you ever had?
I was at the big New York premiere of, what the heck is it?
That was bad.
Warren Beatty, Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, Ishtar.
I loved Ishtar.
That's underrated. Yeah. But I have a theory that there's some movies that don't exactly work. They're more fascinating because you watch them not work. So I found, I can't say it was a bad movie. It was just It was just fascinating.
Some of the songs they sang, those were knee-slapping funny.
Oh, man,
you know, it was the camel that killed him. Remember the camel,
and
the
the
mechanical
buzzards, very funny.
camel. There was a camel that cost $1 million.
But I mean, like in the theater. Did you ever have a bad experience in the theater?
I was really excited about Dark City, and I was a little disappointed. Okay, I was kind of a lot disappointed, but yeah.
You're so kind.
No, I've never had a...
I got beat up
once.
once.
Into these people, they're like,
yeah. I got beat up at Presumed Innocent.
No.
I mean, beat to a pulp, Peter. I was beaten to a pulp.
Why?
Go ahead,
I would like to have seen that. I would like to have seen that movie.
For what? For making noise or something?
No, other people were making noise. Oh. And 14 black teenagers came to see this movie at the Beverly Center.
And they can never find each other.
And they had no interest in this movie. No interest. I don't know why they came. They either snuck in or they thought it was the wrong movie, and they would not shut up. I was like, nobody was saying anything. And I went over there, and I yelled. I said, shut up. I want to watch this movie. Wait a second. They shut up the entire movie, and they watched that movie. And then when it ended, they come over and beat the crap out of me.
Really?
Totally.
Oh, man.
I had a fist in the back of my head so fast. Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead, top that.
I can't.
Okay.
I went to see The Wild Bunch that has a famous violent scene. And as I was watching it in the aisle in front of me, a guy started beating another guy up. And they eventually had to bring the lights on in the theater and empty out the theater they were fighting. So, you know.
When I was a kid,
violence in the movies does affect people.
When I was a kid, we saw I was a teenage werewolf with my brother and his friend. And I sat in the front and they were in back. And we came late, so we saw the whole film again so we could catch the beginning. I was 9 years old. I was completely engrossed the second time through. My brother, when it was time to go, went like this. And I screamed. And the entire theater stood up yelling. And it was 10 minutes into the film. They're going, what's wrong? What happened? I scared.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we will check in with Bob and David once again.
The Politically Incorrect After Party, presented by Pepsi, has been brought to you by the all-new Oldsmobile, Start Something, and Pepsi, the joy of cola.
What do you have, folks? A large pepperoni pizza.
And a Pepsi, please.
Sure thing, Curly.
Thank you.
We both know I ordered a Pepsi Cola. And now you've insulted me by offering me this. But I'd like to give you a chance to make amends. Capiche?
Here you go.
From the Seinfeld writer who brought you Yada Yada and Spongeworthy comes his latest creation, Los Angeles.
Demi bra? It's half a bra. You know how scanty the normal bra is? Well, back that off by half. That's what Dana's wearing.
From one of the producers of Seinfeld, it's like, you know, premiering Wednesday after Dharma and Greg on ABC.
Trevor's been taking Sentinel for a whole year. Our vet says Sentinel prevents deadly heartworms, and it prevents flea infestations, even in summer. Trevor loves the great beefy taste, and I'm going to save $10. I called the Sentinel toll-free number to get their money-saving coupon. I'll get $10 off when I buy 12 doses of Sentinel from our vet.
Only Sentinel protects against heartworms and fleas with a single monthly tablet. And Sentinel is backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied with Sentinel, we'll solve the problem, replace the product, or refund your money. Now, get $10 off when you buy 12 doses of Sentinel. Just call the toll-free number on your screen, and we'll send you a coupon worth $10 at your veterinarian's office. Dogs should be tested for heartworm prior to use. Digestive, skin, and neurological side effects may occur in a small percentage of treated dogs. Call now and save $10 on 12 doses of Sentinel.
Ask your vet and protect the dog you love.
Sentinel means protection.
Legs like these are painful, and you wouldn't want to show them off in shorts. You don't have to live with painful, unattractive legs. People with the good sense to call the Vein Clinic turn their painful, unattractive legs into feel-good, look-good legs. The Vein Clinic will make a dramatic difference in the way your legs look and feel. The best news is, treatment is a quick, in-office procedure that is, in many cases, covered by insurance. See the dramatic difference a visit to the Vein Clinic can make in your legs and in your life.
All right, let's check in with Bob and David. Bob, are you there?
Yes,
Dave?
we are.
Bill, you don't know the half of it.
We're back. We're out here interviewing the interviewers, Bill. These are the people who've been waiting all day to speak to celebrities, hopefully. And we found somebody, pretty interesting character here.
This is Jay Johnston from Entertainment All the Time, and
he's kind of shaken up. What do you have to say, sir?
Well, here's all I know at this point. It is Oscar night, and there are massive throngs of people here, and stars, and they're all dressed to the nines.
Oh, my
All
goodness.
Right? Yes, they've all been congregating, and awards have been given away willy-nilly. Yes.
Do people know about this?
Yes, a lot of people seem to know about this, and it's absolutely incredible.
How's the community taking this?
Well, they seem to be celebrating. There's been a lot of partying.
That's not right.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean...
What should we do?
Well, the rumor is that this is the biggest night in Hollywood.
Oh, my Lord. This is incredible news, and it's only here on Politically Incorrect.
There'll be parties all night.
No.
Parties. Yes.
Now,
They'll be partying all night.
I'm hearing unsubstantiated rumors that people are celebrating on their way to the celebrations. Is that...
God, yes, they are. All I have to say to you is save yourselves, all right? Get out of here. And you people at home, stay where you are and run away. I'm getting out of here.
All right. Okay. Well. All right. Well.
Oh, my Lord.
Goodness.
So,
well,
you heard it here first.
It's a true tragedy, Bill.
Yes. Back to you.
True tragedy.
I have no idea what that was about.
I don't have a clue. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, here's my next question. Sit back.
All right.
Let me look at her.
Yes.
Everybody at the Academy Awards, when they're watching it at home, I think we all do the same thing when we're watching this show. We sit there and we shred heads. People, look at that hair, look at that dress, look how bad they look, like she had a facelift. We non-stop tearing the people down. It's an American tradition. Doesn't this point up a true fact that the dirty secret of show business is that the audience out there really halfway hates us all? It's a love-hate relationship. They love you because you're up there. They also hate you because you're up there.
Mythological undertones, because I think the whole process makes ordinary people into godlike creatures. And then, like a lot of primitive religions, we kind of eat the god. We kind of kill the god and eat his flesh, and then we have supernatural powers.
Wow. That's not on cable, that's on regular television? My gosh. I mean, who knew?
I think it's just a reflection of our own self-doubt, or...
But
it's like it builds you up and pulls you down.
Right, but I mean, what are people interested in when they talk about... They're interested in their addictions. They're interested in their divorces.
They're interested in themselves.
They're interested in seeing that these people crash and burn because that takes them down to a level. You don't think so?
Yes, I totally
think so. Level.
What happened?
A much more human level. Makes them more relatable. You don't want to know everything, you know?
No one wants to think that someone could have all the looks and the glamour and the money and also not be miserable in some way.
I hate those people.
The people who carry off that image the longest are always most messed up. You always find out later. So
The people that survive?
No, the people who keep up that image the longest.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I hate those people who are tall and beautiful and rich and perfect. I just loathe them.
And have a lot of hair.
Have a lot of hair. I love it when they take a tumble.
But I think there is a pleasure in watching somebody who you think has everything you want.
But don't you think there's a pleasure in also seeing someone, for instance, like Sophia Loren, come out there and year after year just be gorgeous and go, wow.
Wait a second. This is the biggest lie of all.
Now what
Sophia Loren, the most gorgeous woman. She's my grandmother's age. She's not gorgeous anymore, okay?
Hey,
she's a 70-year...
I'll put Sophia Loren against your grandmother any day of the week.
Okay,
fine.
but you know, the word beautiful has a meaning. She's beautiful, okay?
She is beautiful. You're going up against an Italian tonight? Of all nights, you're going up against the Italians? I mean,
No, but I mean, come
friend is beautiful, too.
Oh, come on.
Oh, please.
Oh, come on,
That's a
she was a
politically correct
knockout.
thing to say.
No, it wasn't.
Come on.
Oh,
She's
really?
beautiful.
You're 20
the pride
years
and the
old.
passion. Frank
She's in
Sinatra,
her
Cary Grant.
mid-60s.
And she looked great.
But people in their 60s are
Yeah,
young.
you're going to be mid-60s.
Okay, when I am, I won't be beautiful.
Well, you could be ugly or you could be handsome when you're mid-60s.
I'm just saying, if you want the truth, she's not beautiful. All right, I want to thank all my guests, David Cross, Bob Odenkirk, and the Norby Walters Night of 110 Stars. Tomorrow on Politically Incorrect, I'll be back in the studio at our regular time. My guests will be Jane Chastain, Matt Drudge, Daryl Hammond, and Ron Howard, whose new movie is Ed TV. I saw it. It's a terrific movie, and I'm in it for 2 seconds. Thank you.